Hello and welcome to the channel. The National Economic Council (NEC) is proposing two categories of palliatives to help cushion the effect of the subsidy removal. One a cost of living allowance and the second one a petroleum allowance for the Nigerian workers. Nigerians have had their fingers burned too many times by previous government, so don't expect people to be jumping up and down until implementation. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Workers to receive cost of living petrol allowances. The National Economic Council (NEC) yesterday considered two forms of palliatives for workers and vulnerable persons to cushion the effects of petrol subsidy removal. The proposals are living cost allowance of over 702 billion naira and petroleum allowance ranging from 23.5 billion naira to 45 billion naira per month. The council explained after its more than 5.5 hours meeting presided over by Vice President Kashim Shettima that the 702 billion naira was recommended by the National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission based on labor's demands. Before the meeting, President Bola Tinubu, who inaugurated the NEC, charged its members to work with its administration to revive the economic fortunes of Nigeria and its citizens. The NEC is a major organ of the executive made up of the 36 governors, ministers in charge of finance and the economy, and the Central Bank of Nigeria CBN governor, among others. Tinubu had in his May 29 inauguration speech announced that the era of subsidy was over. The development led to a threat by Labour to embark on a strike to compel the government to rethink the policy. After a series of horse trading, Labour suspended the planned strike after the federal government promised to work out measures to minimize the impact of the policy on the masses, especially workers. The meeting between the federal government and the Labour centers will resume on Monday. Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed, who briefed reporters after the NEC meeting, explained that the two forms of allowances were a part of the numerous palliatives in the pipeline. Mohammed said the NEC also discussed the possibility of obtaining funds from the World Bank and its London partners to implement the federal government's compressed natural gas (CNG) program as a strategy to reduce petrol costs. NEC, according to him, constituted a committee to work out modalities for the deployment of the 702 billion naira on the 23.5 billion naira or 45 billion naira monthly petroleum allowance. The committee, headed by Kebbi State Governor Nasir Idris, has 2 weeks to complete its assignment. Mohammed was joined by 4 of his colleagues, Dakpo Abiodun Ogun, Diko Radar Katsina, Alex Oti Abia, and Yahaya Bello Kogi. The Bauchi State Governor said various scenarios were given by the presenter on the issue of salaries and wages, and this 702 billion naira plus was suggested as an allowance for the cost of living adjustment allowance by Labour, and the other one is a petroleum allowance. The governor of Ogun has told you that there are other allowances here and there, but with regards to Labour, these are some of the few allowances that they have suggested. That of petroleum, they said, will range from 23.5 billion naira to 45 billion naira per month, depending on what is in the kitty for distribution or for sharing. So, the 702 billion naira is a suggested sum for Labour to cushion the effect on workers on new allowance that will be tagged cost of living adjustment allowance. The council looked at all the issues, including the challenges and problems holistically, and then set up a small committee of the council to review and come up with a term of reference to organized areas specifically where these palliatives can come and how they will be dispensed to alleviate the problems of workers and other vulnerable groups. The committee comprises the governor of Kebbi as chairman, Charles Soludo Anambra, representing Southeast, Yacent Alaya Benue, representing North Central, Uba Sani Kaduna, representing Northwest, Mohammed representing Northeast, Basi Otu, Cross River, representing South-South, and Sheyi Makinde Oyo, representing the Southwest. Also on the committee are representatives of the Budget Office of the Federation, CBN, Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Trade Union Congress TUC, and Nigeria Labour Congress NLC. Mohammed said they must recommend to NEC within 2 weeks a holistic approach to alleviating the post-subsidy removal hardship on Nigerians. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. Meanwhile, Abiodun said oil sector players represented by the officials of the Depot and Petroleum Products Marketers Association of Nigeria, DAPMAN, suggested how to reduce the price of petrol. According to him, the body urged the government to reduce the taxes being collected by the Nigerian Ports Authority (NPA), Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency (NIMASA), and other government agencies on petroleum products. The governor added that the group chief executive officer of the NNPCL, Mele Kyari, reported that the company noticed that with the subsidy removal, the cost of fuel in the neighboring countries had risen. He noted that the neighboring countries have been relying on subsidized fuel from Nigeria. Abiodun said the price of fuel would drop by 40 naira when local refineries begin to work at full capacity. Oti on his part said NEC looked at the issue of providing legislative support to local automotive manufacturers. While noting that the impact of subsidy removal has increased prices, he said the presentations dwelt on ways to solve problem, cost, and reduce shock. NEC also deliberated on the need to alleviate the suffering caused by the 2022 flood disaster in parts of the country through the timely release of funds as recommended by its various committees. Bello, who addressed the issue, said NEC frowned at the delay by many of the states affected by the disaster to forward their submissions to its secretariat. He said that given the threat of flood this year, NEC resolved that all states should make a comprehensive submission by next week. Tinubu had on its part told the National Executive Council (NEC), led by Vice President Kashim Shettima, that he would not tolerate excuse for failure. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.